There is a silent force in this world that asks for nothing yet changes everything it touches. It does not shout. It does not compete. It does not demand recognition. Like salt dissolved in water, its presence becomes invisible, yet its effect remains undeniable. This force is discipline joined with purity of heart. Many people search for power in loud places. They believe strength comes from controlling others, collecting wealth, or proving superiority. Yet observe carefully. The loudest storms often leave destruction, while the quiet river nourishes life for centuries. In the same way, the greatest transformation within a human being happens silently. Salt teaches a sacred lesson. A small amount can preserve what would otherwise decay. A small amount can bring balance to an entire meal. Yet when salt loses its purity, its value disappears. Discipline is the salt of the soul. Purity is its essence. Without these, talent becomes pride, knowledge becomes arrogance, and success becomes suffering. A person without discipline is like a house built without foundation. Every emotion becomes a master. Every desire becomes a command. One day they move with ambition, the next day with laziness. One moment they speak with kindness, the next with anger. Such a mind becomes restless because it is ruled by impulses rather than wisdom. But the disciplined person walks differently. They understand that peace is not found by escaping difficulty, but by mastering oneself within difficulty. They wake with intention. They speak with awareness. They choose silence over unnecessary conflict. They do not feed every craving that knocks on the door of the mind. Because of this, their spirit becomes clear like still water. Purity is not perfection. It is honesty within the heart. It is the ability to act without hidden poison inside the intention. A pure heart does not help others for praise. It does not seek kindness only when convenient. It does not smile while secretly carrying hatred. Purity means the inner world and outer actions begin to walk together in harmony. The world today is filled with noise, endless opinions, endless distractions, endless temptation. People consume more, speak more, chase more, yet feel emptier than before. Why? Because the soul cannot be nourished by excess. It becomes nourished through clarity, restraint, and truth. When salt is placed in clear water, it disappears completely, yet its presence can still be tasted. In the same way, true discipline does not need to announce itself. The truly wise person does not constantly speak about wisdom. The truly kind person does not advertise kindness. Their presence alone changes the atmosphere around them. There is great power in quiet consistency. A single day of discipline changes little, but years of discipline transform destiny. One honest thought repeated daily purifies the mind. One compassionate action repeated daily softens the heart. One moment of self-control repeated daily weakens anger and strengthens peace. Many people wait for motivation before they begin changing their lives. But motivation rises and falls like the wind. Discipline remains when feelings disappear. Discipline continues when comfort fades. It carries the person across storms that emotions alone cannot survive. Consider the farmer who waters the field daily. Some days the sky is beautiful. Some days the heat is unbearable. Yet the farmer continues. Why? Because they trust the unseen process of growth. The disciplined soul understands this same truth. Not every effort gives immediate reward. Not every act of goodness receives recognition. Yet nothing pure is ever wasted. Purity also requires cleansing. Just as water washes dust from the body, silence washes dust from the mind. To live with purity, one must observe what enters the heart. Anger, greed, envy, and dishonesty slowly poison the spirit. At first the poison feels small, but over time it hardens the heart and clouds perception. This is why solitude is sometimes necessary. In silence, a person begins hearing the hidden noise within themselves. They begin noticing their fears, attachments, and restless desires. Many avoid silence because they fear facing themselves. Yet only through awareness can transformation begin. The disciplined and pure person becomes like salt in the earth, unseen but essential. Their calmness comforts others. Their honesty creates trust. Their patience prevents conflict. Their inner balance becomes medicine for a world filled with confusion. Do not underestimate small acts of self-mastery. Refusing one moment of anger may save years of regret. Choosing honesty in one difficult moment may protect the soul from endless guilt. Waking early to train the mind may slowly build a peaceful life that others admire but cannot understand. Discipline is the foundation of inner strength. True power comes from mastering your emotions, desires, and daily actions rather than controlling others or chasing external success. Many people spend their lives searching for strength in the wrong places. They believe power is measured by how loudly they speak, how many people follow them, or how much wealth they possess. Yet these forms of power are unstable because they depend on external things that can disappear at any moment. Real strength is quieter. It cannot always be seen from the outside, but it shapes every action, every decision, and every moment of life. This strength is born from discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It is not the destruction of joy or the rejection of life. Discipline is the art of guiding oneself with awareness instead of being dragged by every emotion and desire. A person without discipline becomes a servant to impulses. When anger appears, they follow it. When laziness arrives, they surrender to it. When temptation whispers, they obey without resistance. Such a life may appear free, but in truth it is a hidden form of slavery. Observe the mind carefully. It changes constantly like the wind. One day it feels motivated, another day exhausted. One moment it desires peace, the next moment conflict. If a person allows every feeling to become their master, their life becomes unstable and confused. Discipline creates balance in the middle of this inner storm. It teaches the mind to remain steady even when emotions rise and fall. A disciplined person understands that small actions shape destiny. Waking early, speaking carefully, controlling anger, and remaining committed to truth may seem insignificant in a single moment, but repeated daily, these actions become the foundation of character. Just as a river slowly carves through stone, discipline slowly transforms the soul through consistent effort. Many people wait for perfect conditions before they begin improving themselves. They wait for motivation, inspiration, or comfort, but discipline does not depend on mood. It continues even when the heart feels tired. The farmer still waters the field during difficult seasons because they trust the process of growth. In the same way, a disciplined person continues their path even when results are not immediately visible. There is also deep peace hidden inside discipline. The undisciplined mind is constantly restless because it is controlled by endless craving. It always wants more pleasure, more attention, more distraction. Yet these desires never truly end. Fulfilling one craving only creates another. Discipline breaks this cycle by teaching restraint. It reminds the soul that not every desire deserves to be followed. Purity means honesty of intention. A pure heart acts with sincerity, kindness, and truth without seeking praise, recognition, or hidden personal gain. Purity is often misunderstood in the modern world. Many people think purity means appearing perfect before others, following strict rituals, or hiding every flaw behind a mask of goodness. But true purity is much deeper than appearance. It is the condition of the heart when thoughts, intentions, and actions move together without deception. A pure person may still make mistakes, may still struggle, may still fall at times, but inside them there remains honesty and sincerity. Their goodness is not performed for attention. It flows naturally like clear water from a quiet spring. The world teaches people to seek approval. Many acts of kindness today are done to receive praise, recognition, or admiration. People often help others while secretly hoping to be noticed. They speak gently in public but carry bitterness in private. They smile outwardly while envy quietly grows within. This division between the inner world and outer behavior creates suffering because the soul becomes heavy when it lives in contradiction. A pure heart does not carry this burden. It does not act kindly only when someone is watching. It remains truthful even when dishonesty would bring advantage. It chooses compassion even when anger feels easier. Purity is the ability to remain aligned with truth regardless of circumstance. This kind of purity creates deep peace because there is no conflict between what one pretends to be and what one truly is. Consider clear water flowing through the mountains. It reflects the sky perfectly because nothing disturbs its surface. But when mud enters the water, the reflection disappears. In the same way, the human mind loses clarity when filled with greed, hatred, jealousy, and selfishness. These emotions cloud perception and distort judgment. A person may continue chasing success while carrying poison within the heart, but eventually that poison spreads into every part of life. Greed creates endless dissatisfaction. Hatred burns the one who carries it. Jealousy steals joy from the present moment. Dishonesty weakens the spirit because the mind becomes trapped in fear and guilt. Purity begins when a person notices these inner poisons and chooses not to feed them. This requires awareness and courage because the greatest battles are often invisible. Silent consistency creates lasting transformation. Small disciplined actions repeated every day slowly shape character, peace, wisdom, and destiny over time. Great transformations rarely happen in a single moment. Nature itself moves through patience. The tree does not break through the earth in one night, and the river does not carve stone in a single day. Yet through quiet consistency both become powerful. Human life follows the same law. Lasting change is not built from sudden bursts of motivation, but from small actions repeated with discipline and awareness over time. Many people begin their journey toward peace, wisdom, or success with excitement. They feel inspired for a few days and imagine immediate results. But when difficulty appears, their energy fades. They stop because they expected transformation to happen quickly. The problem is not lack of desire. The problem is misunderstanding the nature of growth. The deepest changes occur silently beneath the surface long before they become visible. A single drop of water appears weak, yet drops falling continuously can shape mountains. In the same way, one small disciplined action may seem meaningless in the beginning. Waking early one morning changes little. Choosing patience in one difficult conversation may not feel important. Spending a few moments in silence each day may appear insignificant, but repeated over months and years, these small actions reshape the mind and character. The world often celebrates dramatic victories and instant success. People admire the final result while ignoring the quiet effort that created it. They see the calm person but do not see the years spent mastering anger. They see wisdom but do not see the countless moments of reflection and restraint. They see confidence but do not see the many failures endured without surrender. Quiet consistency is powerful because it builds strength slowly and deeply. Sudden change can disappear quickly, but steady effort becomes rooted within the soul. A person who practices kindness daily eventually develops a naturally compassionate heart. A person who practices honesty daily begins speaking truth effortlessly. A person who practices self-control daily becomes calm even in difficult situations. There is also humility hidden inside consistency. When a person understands that growth is gradual, they stop demanding immediate rewards from life. They learn patience with themselves and with others. They stop comparing their journey to the progress of those around them. Instead, they focus on the next small step in front of them. Inner peace grows through self-awareness and restraint silence. Reflection and control over anger, greed, and distraction help cleanse the mind and strengthen the soul. The human mind is like a lake. When the water is disturbed by storms, nothing can be seen clearly. The surface becomes restless, reflections disappear, and even the deepest parts remain hidden beneath confusion. In the same way, a mind filled with anger, desire, fear, and endless distraction loses clarity. Decisions become impulsive, emotions become uncontrollable, and peace feels distant. Inner peace does not arrive by accident. It grows through self-awareness and restraint. Most people spend their lives reacting without understanding themselves. They speak without thinking, desire without questioning, and become angry without observing the source of that anger. They believe suffering is caused entirely by the world around them, yet often the greatest conflict exists within their own minds. A person may escape difficult places, avoid certain people, or seek temporary comfort, but they cannot escape the consequences of an undisciplined inner life. Self-awareness begins when a person stops running from themselves. This is why silence is powerful. In silence, distractions fade and hidden thoughts begin to rise. Many people fear silence because it forces them to confront emotions they have ignored for years. Regret, jealousy, loneliness, resentment, and fear often remain buried beneath constant noise and activity. But what remains hidden still influences the heart. Ignoring inner darkness does not remove it. Awareness is the first step toward freedom. A person who observes their mind carefully begins noticing patterns. They see how anger often grows from wounded pride. They notice how greed creates endless dissatisfaction. They recognize how attachment creates fear of loss. This understanding changes everything because one cannot heal what one refuses to see. Restraint is the companion of awareness. Awareness shows the storm, restraint prevents the storm from controlling actions. Without restraint, knowledge alone becomes useless. A person may understand that anger harms them, yet still continue feeding it through speech and behavior. True inner growth happens when awareness is followed by disciplined action. Consider fire. A small flame can provide warmth and light, but uncontrolled fire destroys everything around it. Human emotions are similar. Desire itself is not evil, and anger itself is not always wrong. But when these forces rule the mind without restraint, they create suffering. A person controlled by anger loses peace. A person controlled by craving never feels satisfied. A person controlled by fear becomes trapped by hesitation and doubt. Restraint is not weakness. Many believe controlling oneself means suppressing life or becoming emotionless. In truth, restraint is strength. It is the ability to pause before reacting. It is choosing words carefully instead of speaking from rage. It is refusing to let temporary emotions create permanent damage. The peaceful person is not someone who has never faced difficulty. They are someone who has learned not to become a prisoner of every emotion. Storms still come into their life, but they no longer drown inside them. They observe emotions without immediately obeying them. This creates a deep kind of freedom. Modern life constantly pulls attention outward. Endless distractions keep the mind restless and overstimulated. People consume information all day, yet rarely spend time understanding themselves. Because of this, many feel mentally exhausted even while doing very little inward work. The soul becomes tired when it is never given silence, reflection, or stillness. The greatest victory is conquering the chaos within. Real freedom is achieved when a person is no longer controlled by fear, temptation, anger, or restless desires.